Welcome everybody to this EUMeTrain weather briefing. Today we will analyze the situation, the weather situation of yesterday, 9 July at 18 UTC. So this weather briefing is will be delivered by the Finnish Meteorological Institute. I am speaking now. I am Alessandro Chiariello from the Finnish Met Institute, in the following FMI. I won't be giving the briefing. It will be my colleague Juha, also from FMI. He's currently working as a forecaster at the Weather and Warning Service at FMI, and he has a very long experience in operational forecasting. So now I will give the microphone to my colleague Juha, who is sitting close to me, and he will start with the weather briefing of.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Juha Tuomala from Finland. So Alexander was also telling it earlier here, and so this is our latest our synopmap for this day for that day. It is actually yesterday from 18 UTC, and as you can see here, there is here is one high pressure area, and there is another pressure area, and here is low cut-off low, and you can see that perhaps here is warm air mass is flowing from this track, and also there is low level flow of cold air which is flowing from this direction, and there is also some kind of rather weak low cold front which is coming across the middle part of Finland, and this frontal system is somehow fluctuating between this high pressure area here and this low level this low surface low over here. So we can look a little bit this satellite picture, which where you can see that here is this is. I think that this occlusion is a little bit dying here, and you can see only perhaps only the high clouds here, and then this new system is going on, and the airflow is from that direction. So it's I think that this system is getting and walking over this system here, and then you can see that there is the cloudiness over Finland regarding this cold front. They are quite not well defined, so it's perhaps a little bit hard to see here that there is actually cold front going across to Finland, and then you can also see that there is two low level pressure areas. One is here and another one is here, and then you have this ridge of high, and also that the cold front is and on this warm air mass you can see some CP clusters perhaps, I think so, and this area here is it don't seem to be so high clouds, and if you are looking the next slide more clearly that there are several CP clusters here, and also some minor clusters here, and perhaps here you might see something, but it's not very easy to see, and perhaps here is also some kind of small cluster, and you can also regarding this system you can also have perhaps some kind of idea that this occlusion is actually extending from here on, perhaps over there, but it is part of it. It has already died out. But you can see these water vapor channels. Perhaps some old traces about it, and also you can see that here is an upper level low, with perhaps affects the weather here, and something like that. But now I will highlight some parts of this synoptic situation in Europe, and I start with Finland, and you can see that this cold front, it actually is quite not. It's not very well to see from this radar pictures, because you can see that there is some seabees, and they are not very. They are sparse, and all this area, it was quite narrow area of low level moisture, and also quite narrow area of some cape values, and so. But there was some. But there was some rains, and it was perhaps. If you are looking at this sounding, you can see that the cape values was about 500 joules or something like that. So that there was potential also, and there was some lightning, and you can see also that there was quite big differences between the dew point and the actual temperatures, but nevertheless there was some rains and also some thunderstorms regarding this cold front. And also here on Russia, you can see also some thunder, some lightnings, and you can also see that here we have this hot air mass. There was temperature was over 20 degrees on the western part of Finland, and when the cold front came in, then you can see that the temperatures are dropping. Here is up around 15 degrees, and here on the Russia we have only 11 degrees Celsius, and so there was quite big differences on the air mass here, and you can see also this on this meteograms. Kuopio is somewhere here, and you can see that we have on this week we have quite many places in Finland. We have temperatures on the daytime over 25 degrees during this week, but now when the cold fronts came over the eastern part of Finland, you could see that the night temperatures drops below 10 degrees Celsius, whereas on the night before that it was about 18 degrees. And now we are expecting that today the day temperatures in Kuopio will be only 18 degrees. So today's maximum temperatures for Tuesday will be around the same that there was at night time on Wednesday. So it's a big differences, and that's because that cold front. So the cold front was actually not very strong, but in between, but it has this temperature drops. And here is some another interesting features in Western Europe. You can see this barrage cloud area here. Here is this widespread area of rain, and then here is the clear area, because the clouds are not coming across the Alps, and you can also see here is the small surface front and some seabees here. And also here you can see observation some lightning, but perhaps it's not very clear to see from that point that if this is this channel scene, nothing thunderstorm activity, but nevertheless. And something what was also quite interesting is this channeling of the winds from here. You can see that there is quite strong winds here and also here. And if you are looking up the latest meteor alarm, they are still warning around this area about the strong winds. So this airflow is even today it's also quite strong. So it's nice nice detail on this map. And if you're looking the next slides, you can see this area on this warm moist air mass what it is going here that there is some Cape values. I don't think that they are perhaps not so big, perhaps here, but nevertheless you can see that this area is where you can are expecting some thunderstorm activity, and on this area perhaps only rains. And also you can also see that here is some kind of area with a little bit higher Cape values, but there was not very much observation regarding this CP cluster. So perhaps this Cape values it's not the only criteria for how to forecast convective activity, but you must have also the other ingredients there. And perhaps here is something lacking, but I think that there was some lightning later on that night in Italy, that there perhaps that it later affected the weather in northern Italy, and there could rise some lightning and thunderstorm activity on that area, but because I have no way to see how many lightnings there was on during the last night on Europe. So it's for me to a little bit rather it's not very easy to say because I have only synop maps for the last night, and you can see here on this maps that where there was lightning and rain areas. So you can see that this area where the Cape values were a little bit higher, you can see that there was lightning in very many places, and then this area there is mostly only rain, and so it's, and you can see that here is not there is not very much any kind of weather, and it's so this area was actually quite clear here. I think that and the CB was over there. So I think that this was my part of this weather briefing. So I am thanking everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Juha. Very. It was the first time for Juha giving an online briefing, and I'm very proud. It was very good. It's not at all easy. And okay, so this was the contribution from FMI, and now I give the floor to Andreas, who will give a theme presentation about, I think, the cold outbreak of cold air in Europe. So Andreas, your turn.
So hello everybody, and welcome from my side to the weather briefing. Thank you, Juha, for this presentation. May I go back to one of your slides? I think it was slide 12. Yes. What is nice here on this image here is that you have much higher temperatures in the north of Finland than in the south. So you have the bad weather in the south and the good weather in the north. So it's a little bit inverted in your country. It should be different. Yes. Now I'm coming to my presentation. And Juha was presenting the 9th of July, and I will go back one more time, one more day, so the 8th July here. Because on this day, we had, at least for Central Europe and for Vienna, where I'm living and working, we had a air mass exchange, and I want to show you how it came and what happened synoptically on that day. This is the air mass RGB from the 8th, from Tuesday in the morning. So it's 0 UTC, and you see clearly the 500 hectopascal map here, and the trough over Western Europe clearly indicated by the ISO lines. And what you also see is here the dry air descending, the red dry air descending, cold air from the north coming to France, and then later on, you will see it 6 hours later. Next image. This is 6 UTC. It's propagating to the south, and then it's turning to the right, so to the east, and it was arriving in the afternoon and late afternoon to Austria, to Vienna. Here, that's where I am. Sorry. Here. And this is quite nicely seen in the images. Also the red stripes, the jet axis. Here again, 12 UTC, 6 hours later. You see that the air turns, the cold air which is coming in here, turns now comes to the south and now turns to the right, yes, or to the east, and arrived to Central Europe in the afternoon and came also to Vienna in the late afternoon. This is now 18 UTC. This is the evening already. What you can see here is the thermal front parameter, additionally to the other fields I have already shown. What is a bit different here is compared to other similar situations, is that there is no real frontal cloudiness seen here. You have the thermal front parameter in blue, kind of front here, but there's no really frontal cloudiness to be seen. But what you can see here is all the convective activity Juha has already shown on the 9th of July, and this was the same situation the day before. As I forgot also to mention that this cold air outbreaks, as you can see it here over Western and Central Europe, are quite common in the first 2 weeks of July. And usually, and that's also what I hope, that afterwards, when this cold air outbreak, when this cold air warms up, then there is usually a longer period of hot summer weather. That's what I'm hoping for this time. So you see here that there is no real front, but there is a lot of frontal activity in the warm air ahead of the cold air. I already mentioned the jet. You can see 2 jet axes. One is here, and the other one is here. And this really is coinciding perfectly with the red stripes in the satellite image in the air mass RGB, which is the gradient here is always an indication for the axis of the jet. Here is a strong gradient in the colors from red to blue. This is the Showalter index. Something similar has already been shown by Juha in the first presentation. What you can see here is in this area that the cold air mass is quite stable, while in the warm air mass we have instability, Showalter index of -3, and all the convective cells you can see here on the image. And the zero line is crossing now Austria, and really you could feel the change of the air in the evening from wet, humid and hot air to the colder and more nicer air than in the later evening. This is the ECMWF field of the 850 theta A, of the equivalent potential temperature, and there's something very interesting to see. I just explained that the air is coming from the north and then turned to the east, so like this. And what you can see here is this nose of advancing cold air north of the Alps. You have the Alps here. Maybe I should change the color. You have the Alps here. And you see that the cold air is propagating a little bit faster north of the Alps than it does south of the Alps. And then I took two stations in the next slide. Yes, here it is, Amstetten, which is located north of the Alps, and Neumarkt, which is a little bit higher. That's why the temperatures are not so high. But it is located, Neumarkt is located south of the Alps. And you can here clearly see what the model already indicated, that the temperature drop is a little bit later in the south. So the model was, the ECMWF model, was perfectly analyzing the situation, showing that the cold air, which came from the northwest, would come a little bit earlier north of the Alps than south of the Alps. And this can be seen here in the temperature fields. I also looked at the vertical cross-section, and this is the one I was looking at. I will mark it here. This is the red one. Unfortunately, I do not have one a bit more in the south, but essentially it will show you the cold air in the next slide. And here you have the drop of cold air, the cold air mass. I will mark it here. This is the cold air mass here. And it's very nice seen in the vertical cross-section, and it brought really colder temperatures. The temperature were dropping about 10 degrees or more, and it still lasts. Juha has already shown it, the cold air in his presentation. Yeah, and it's still here today on 10th of July. This is a prognostic field, also from ECMWF. It's the 850 hectopascal temperature field in colors, green to red. And you have also the height of the 850 hectopascal surface. And you clearly can see that here is the minimum of the height. And you see here the cold air over Central Europe. That's a prognostic field. It's not from yesterday, it's from 2 days ago. But it's quite valid, and that's what we experience today. It's overcast, we have cold weather, and yeah, it perfectly fits the actual situation. So what will happen on Friday? You see that the low pressure area moves to the east, but the cold air still is here over Central Europe, but it's not that strong anymore. It's warming up. And on Sunday, this is my last slide. On Sunday, you see that the low pressure area is here in 850 hectopascal, and we have already quite a warm situation over Austria. And I hope that it will last a bit longer. I shall see it in the next prognostic field. But yes, this was also my last field, and what's left to me is I hope that you find some island like this for your holidays, so that you are away from all the stress and all the worries you have. And I wish you nice holidays, and yeah, hope to see you in August again. Thank you.